Today's video is all about traveling with a baby. If you didn't know, I recently moved with my family from Hawaii to Maryland, and I did travel on a plane with my 7-month-old baby. So if you're interested on hearing about my experience and things that worked for us and things that didn't, just keep on watching. So before we flew out, I did watch a ton of videos like this, and one of the things that a lot of the videos have in common is they say not to fly a red-eye flight. That was actually really good for us. We did end up flying a red-eye, and Leo ended up sleeping pretty much most of the time. I think he was up for maybe an hour of the whole thing. So I actually would recommend those flights. If you know that your baby would fall asleep on you or in a car seat, because you can take a car seat onto the airplane, then I do recommend those because they do dim the lights and everything, and everyone is pretty much quiet because everyone's sleeping. The first thing that I recommend you guys bring is a baby carrier. Make sure that the one that you get doesn't have any metal on it, because if it doesn't have metal, then they'll actually let you wear your baby through security. So that's actually really helpful. But if it does have metal, they're gonna make you take your baby out and put the carrier on like the little conveyor belt. Just know though, you can keep your baby on you, but if you don't have TSA pre-check, they're still gonna make you take your shoes off. So maybe wear easier shoes. I had a little trouble putting my sneakers back on. Wearing the baby through security and through the airport was a lot easier than pushing around a stroller for me. I was able to just have both my hands free and walk where I needed to go and not have to worry about bumping into things if I had to go into a store. So I highly recommend that. However, if you do want to take a stroller, just know that you can actually check in a car seat and a stroller either when you're checking in all your baggage, and it'll be free. It doesn't count as any of your bags, or you can use it in the airport and actually check it in once you're at your gate. You can also tell the flight attendant that you want to do a gate-to-gate check-in so that you'll actually get it at your next layover or whatever, so you can use it over there as well. That is an option if you would rather not wear your baby. I don't know what you want to call it, a superstition or what, but I heard that babies always have some type of poop explosion at the airport, and I didn't believe it until our last layover. Leo decided to have a big old poop explosion, and I was so thankful that I packed multiple sets of clothes for him because I was able to take care of it in the restroom and everything was good. Also, you should bring multiple changes of clothes. Just because I noticed that on different flights, because we ended up taking a couple different airplanes to get here, some were really hot and some were really cold. So it was nice to be able to change Leo's outfit if I needed to, so he wasn't cold or hot. Also, back to his poop explosion, bring doggy bags, or you could buy like those Munchkin Arm & Hammer ones that they sell at Target, but I just used regular old doggy poop bags, and those were perfect for putting the baby's clothes in that he got all nasty, so that they wouldn't smell and they wouldn't touch anything else in the diaper bag. Yes, bring those with you. When you're going through TSA, one thing that I didn't know until I was researching all of this is that you can actually bring more than 3 ounces of formula and breast milk. You could bring as much as you want. They do swab for the formula. I brought his baby formula powder, whatever, through TSA, and they do pull you to the side and make you wait, and then they swab it to make sure it's not dangerous, I guess. So just account for that. Also, because of COVID, you can bring more than 3 ounces of hand sanitizer. I didn't know that. If you do bring baby powder formula, one thing that I didn't do that I wish I did was buy those little containers. They sell them on like Amazon and stuff, where you can pre-portion out the powder, so that way it's easier to just dump in the bottle and you don't have to worry about bringing the whole container like I did. That was a mess. The little scoop kept getting lost in there, and it was just not a fun time. And one step better, if you could buy those pre-made liquid formulas, that would be even easier, because you wouldn't even have to worry about mixing up powder and water and looking for water. Another thing that we struggled with was finding warm water. Right now, the airline is not, they don't have like they don't have like their normal kitchen stuff, like to make coffee and stuff, so they didn't have anything to warm up any water for us. So that was kind of difficult on the first flight because my baby will only take a warm bottle. So if you can get your hands on a baby bottle warmer, that would be awesome too. A good thing to do when you're on the plane is to feed your baby when you guys are going up and when you guys are going down, like descending, so that the baby's ears can pop. Sometimes babies have like a little meltdown and they're crying when they're on an airplane, and that's because it's their ears and they're hurting. Me and you, we know how to eat or to chew or to swallow so that our ears will pop and they won't hurt, but a baby doesn't know to do that. So if you can feed them while you're going up and down, that would be great. If they're not hungry or they don't want to feed, you can also try giving them a pacifier. You just really want them to have that like sucking motion and swallowing, so that way their ears won't hurt them. So we ended up actually purchasing another seat for the baby because I wanted to take his car seat on there, and that way he can nap in there. That I have mixed feelings about. It was really nice to have the car seat on the airplane because I was able to put him down in there, and he probably just thought it was the car or something, so he fell asleep. That was awesome, and I didn't have to worry about him rolling up my arms or putting him on the seat and him rolling off. So that was nice. However, it was really bulky, and the car seat that I have, I'll try to find a picture of it for you. It didn't really fit in the seat correctly. I did bring the base just because I heard that you shouldn't put a baby in a car seat without it being in the base, but the car seat didn't fit at all in the airplane seat with the base on, so I had to end up putting the base in the overhead bin and kind of just angle the car seat in a good angle so that the baby would be okay. And also, it was really bulky just to lug around through the airport and everything. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. If we were to fly again, I probably wouldn't bring it and just see how he would do, especially if it was a shorter flight, because it was just a hassle. Honestly, it was more of a hassle than it was good. Overall, Leo did pretty well. This was his first flight and he slept most of the time. There were a couple things that I wish I had, like the formula dispenser or a baby bottle warmer. That would have just made my life a little bit easier. But overall, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. I was nervous to take a baby to the airport, especially because we are going through this whole pandemic right now, and it's just a little bit scarier out there. However, I did notice there was a few things that like the airports were doing differently, which I really liked. Everything is so much cleaner right now than I think it's ever been. They're constantly cleaning things and they're wiping down the seats or spraying them down with sanitizer. They're also giving out masks and free hand sanitizer and practicing social distancing throughout the airport. So that's really nice to see. I do believe that most airlines are underbooking. I did flying with Delta, so Delta is not booking any of the middle seats, any of the aisle seats. So if you are flying with like 2 people and you buy 2 seats, they're gonna put you on the window and the aisle. If you're flying with 3 people, they're gonna put the other person in the next row. But that just means that you guys get more leg room. Honestly, me and my son had a whole row to ourselves, and then my husband had the seat across the aisle, and no one actually bought the window seat for him, so we had that entire row just for our family. So it's kind of nice. The airports are cleaner and you have more room. Right now is probably the best time to fly. Oh, one more thing that I just thought of. The airlines right now, if you are doing a red-eye flight, they're not giving out those little pillows and cheap little blankets like they usually do. So I was freezing. So if you can, just bring a cheap little blanket or something with you, because the ones that they're selling at the airport are like $30 for a tiny little thin piece of fabric. That's not worth it. So definitely bring one of those if you're traveling right now. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I did want to ask if anybody out there has any tips for transitioning a baby to the next time zone. We are 6 hours ahead now, and we're kind of struggling with getting him back on schedule. He just wants to stay up later and sleep in later. So if you have any tips, let me know in the comments. Let's help each other out. But that's pretty much it for the video. So if you found anything helpful, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you're interested in any more baby videos or just videos about our new house, because we did buy a house. So there will be lots of videos about organizing and decorating to come. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Bye.